80s. The first is Parla più piano, more often known as...
In 2012, the world met a shy, 17-year-old boy named Jonathan Antoine on Britain's Got Talent. When he opened his mouth to sing, time seemed to stop. His voice, powerful, haunting, and impossibly mature, stunned millions. Yet behind that moment of glory lay years of pain, bullying, and silent battles few could imagine. Jonathan's journey wasn't just about a rare musical gift. It was about survival, self-discovery, and courage. From a lonely child in Essex to an international opera sensation, his story reveals how art can heal the deepest wounds. And decades later, Jonathan would uncover the truth behind his lifelong struggles, a revelation that changed everything. A difficult beginning. Jonathan Antoine was born on January 13, 1995, in Chigwell, Essex, a quiet town that seemed far removed from hardship. But for young Jonathan, childhood was anything but easy. Bullied from the age of 4, he often came home in tears, covered in shame and confusion. Food became his only comfort, and by the time he turned 6, he weighed twice as much as other kids his age. The bullying didn't stop. It only intensified. He began withdrawing into himself, humming melodies to block out the cruelty. His mother, Julie, noticed something extraordinary. Even in pain, Jonathan's mind worked musically. He could recall every note of an opera after hearing it once. Doctors would later call it a form of musical savant syndrome, an ability so rare that fewer than 1 in 1,000 people possess it. A gift hidden in the pain. By age 10, Jonathan's voice was discovered purely by accident. During a school choir audition, a substitute teacher asked him to sing. Nervously, he stepped forward, and what came out silenced the room. His tenor voice was rich, resonant, and powerful beyond his years. His teacher later said it sounded like Pavarotti trapped in a child's body. From that day, Jonathan's life changed. He began formal lessons and joined local music festivals, where judges praised his voice as 1 in a million. But while others saw talent, Jonathan saw only fear. The weight of his insecurities and years of bullying made it hard for him to believe he was special. Even so, his gift grew stronger with every note, becoming both his escape and his strength. Finding his place in music. Jonathan's big break came when he joined the Royal Academy of Music's junior program, a dream few achieve. Out of nearly 3,000 applicants, only 23 were selected, and he was one of them. His family couldn't afford the fees, but the academy waived them after learning about their financial struggles. Each weekend, Jonathan trained for long hours, mastering technique, theory, and performance. At first, classmates ignored him because of his size, but soon his voice earned their respect. Within months, he was cast in the lead role of the Magic Flute, becoming the youngest person ever to do so. Despite vomiting from nerves before auditions, he pushed through. These early victories built the foundation for the performer he would become, an artist who sang not for fame, but for healing. The Unexpected Duo. In 2011, Jonathan's teacher, Jenny Ewington, paired him with 16-year-old Charlotte Giaconelli. She was confident, outgoing, and everything Jonathan wasn't. But together, they created magic. Their voices, his deep tenor and her bright soprano, blended perfectly. Still, Jonathan battled stage fright. Before performances, he would hide in bathrooms, trembling with anxiety, while Charlotte gently coaxed him back to the stage. Their partnership wasn't just musical, it was emotional. Between February and April 2012, they performed at small venues, churches, and charity events, slowly gaining attention. Then came the suggestion that would change everything: Britain's Got Talent. Jonathan resisted at first, terrified of public ridicule, but Charlotte's determination won. She submitted their audition video minutes before the deadline, setting fate in motion. The performance that changed everything. On the day of the audition, Jonathan was terrified. Standing beside Charlotte on the Britain's Got Talent stage, he looked nothing like a star. Simon Cowell even whispered a cruel remark before they sang. But when Jonathan began the prayer, the entire room transformed. His voice rose like thunder and silk combined, silencing every doubt. By the end, the audience was in tears. Simon, who had mocked him moments before, was left speechless, comparing him to Luciano Pavarotti. The video went viral, gathering millions of views within weeks. Overnight, Jonathan went from a bullied boy to a global sensation. But fame came with pressure. Behind his smile, he still battled deep anxiety and self-doubt. Yet, for the first time, the world wasn't laughing. They were listening. Fame, friendship, and farewell. Jonathan and Charlotte's success was meteoric. Simon Cowell signed them to a £1 million record deal. Their first album, Together, reached the UK top 10 and sold over 250,000 copies. A year later, their second album, Perhaps Love, also became a hit. But behind the scenes, their paths began to diverge. Jonathan longed for classical opera, while Charlotte preferred modern theater. Their differences grew until, in 2014, they announced they were parting ways. Fans were devastated, but the decision was inevitable. Charlotte pursued a solo theater career, and Jonathan hesitated, afraid of facing the stage alone. Still, he knew it was time to stand on his own. What followed would prove that he was not just a partner in a duo, but a world-class artist in his own right. Becoming a solo star. Jonathan's first solo album, Tenore, released in 2014, shocked the industry. At just 19, he became the youngest tenor to reach #1 on the classical charts. His pure dedication and emotional performances earned praise from icons like Placido Domingo, who invited him to perform as his special guest. Jonathan's music matured, his voice deepened, filled with life experience. His later albums, including Going the Distance and By Request, the Diane Warren Songbook, showcased a fusion of classical and modern artistry. What stood out wasn't just his voice. It was the emotional honesty behind every performance. Each song told a story of endurance, loss, and rediscovery. The shy boy who once hid from bullies was now standing proudly before orchestras, commanding the world stage. A hidden truth revealed. But beneath the success, something still didn't feel right. In 2023, Jonathan finally discovered why. During an interview in Australia, he revealed he had been diagnosed with autism shortly after his 27th birthday. For him, the news was both shocking and liberating. Suddenly, the confusion, emotional overwhelm, and social anxiety that had defined much of his life made sense. He described it as turning on a light after 28 years in the dark. His revelation moved fans worldwide. It wasn't a confession, it was clarity. The diagnosis didn't change who he was, it explained him. Jonathan used his platform to spread awareness about autism and mental health, encouraging others to embrace their differences instead of hiding them. His openness inspired countless fans who had struggled in silence. Transformation and healing. Alongside emotional growth came physical transformation. For years, Jonathan battled obesity, a result of trauma and undiagnosed thyroid issues. After his diagnosis, doctors helped him manage his condition, and he joined a structured health program. Within months, he lost more than 70 pounds. But this wasn't about image, it was about reclaiming his life. For the first time, he felt in control of his body and mind. He often spoke about how health and creativity are connected. That true artistry comes when the soul feels at peace. His confidence grew, and so did his compassion for others facing similar battles. Through music, therapy, and self-acceptance, Jonathan learned the art of healing, not just for himself, but for those who saw themselves in his journey. A legacy of courage and grace. Jonathan Antoine's story is far more than a tale of fame. It is a testament to resilience, vulnerability, and truth. From a boy who faced relentless bullying to an artist who captured hearts across continents, his journey reflects the power of perseverance. His diagnosis didn't define him, it freed him. Through his voice, he continues to remind the world that greatness is often born from struggle, and that true beauty lies not in perfection, but in authenticity. Today, Jonathan stands not just as one of Britain's most gifted tenors, but as a beacon of hope for anyone who has ever felt misunderstood. His message is simple yet profound. You are not broken. You are becoming.